In this video, we are going to talk about summary, paraphrase, and quotation. We are going to talk about what the difference is between these three things. This information is in your handbook on pages 97 through 100. Quotations must be identical to the original, using a narrow segment of the source. They must match the source document word for word and must be attributed to the original author. Here's an example. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. Fitzgerald, page 193. This is a word-for-word direct quote with proper MLA citation. Paraphrasing involves putting a passage from source material into your own words. A paraphrase must also be attributed to the original source. Paraphrased material is usually shorter than the original passage, taking a somewhat broader segment of the source and condensing it slightly. Here's an example of paraphrasing. We keep on going even though the wind beats us back like boats in the current, and because of that, we stay in the past even though we want to move into the future. Fitzgerald, page 193. A retelling of the content in your own words and you still keep that MLA citation. Summarizing involves putting the main idea or ideas into your own words, including only the main point or points. Once again, it is necessary to attribute summarized ideas to the original source. Summaries are significantly shorter than the original and take a broad overview of the source material. Here is an example of a summary. We strive for the future even as we cling to the past. It's short, it's to the point, and it just expresses the main idea, and I still keep that MLA citation. Here's another way of thinking about it. Pretend that you were going to the movies with your friend, but they stood you up. You see them the next day, and they ask you what that movie was about. You could give them a quote from the movie. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Ian Malcolm, Jurassic Park. You could paraphrase it for them. So, there's this old guy, and he gets the dinosaur DNA from this bug called an amber, and they make all these dinosaurs in a lab, and it's going to be a theme park, right, but also kind of like a zoo. Then they invite all these experts to check it out. It starts out okay, but on the tour, the Jeep breaks down, and then you could keep going for a long time here. Or you could just summarize it for them. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. Remember, a quote is the exact words from the source. A paraphrase is a retelling in your own words and can be rather longish, although not as long as the source material. A summary is just the main points and should be no more than 1 to 2 sentences. All three require proper citation and attribution to the source.